Chapter 19: Sane, Fats, and Sweets. The final step to going sane is filling the rest of your plate with whole food fats and low fructose fruits. You and I have already reviewed the research disproving that foods containing fats are fattening, but let's put that myth to rest once and for all. When you eat whole food fats in place of starches and sweets, your body starts to prefer burning fat for fuel instead of sugar. As you go sane and get smart with your exercise, you begin to burn more calories than you're taking in, but you won't be hungry and your body will not slow down. Why? Because it's full of nutrients and still has plenty of its preferred fuel. Sure, that fuel is sitting on your hips rather than starch that just passed through your lips, but why would the body care? It has enough nutrition and enough energy on hand to keep you at your best. Just the opposite happens when you regularly eat excessive starches and sweets. If you burn more calories than you're eating, your body looks around for its preferred fuel source, in this case, sugar, but doesn't find any. This deficit makes it demand more sugar and starch. You experience this as crazy carb cravings. If you're able to fight through these all encompassing cravings and hunger pains, you've already heard about what happens next. Your body burns fewer calories. But what if there's still a sugar shortage? Better burn off that sugar hungry muscle tissue. Still short on sugar? Okay, sure, we'll eventually get to burning body fat. But why not skip the whole feel hungry and terrible while your body cannibalizes your muscles and just eat delicious whole food fat so that your body prefers to burn fat in the first place? Far from making you fat, eating whole food fats instead of starches and sweets enables you to healthfully burn body fat. If we set aside the myths we've been told for the past 40 years, we have no reason to think that fat is bad for us. Whole foods contain fat. Whole foods were the only thing our ancestors ate for 99.8% of our history. How could the only foods available to us for 99.8% of our history harm us? If anything, we must thrive on foods that contain fats. Furthermore, the theory that fat is fattening has never been proved despite over $1 billion worth of research attempting to prove it. In fact, researchers have proven that some types of fat help to burn body fat and to boost health. Finally, and most importantly, a decline in the proportion of fat in our diet has been accompanied by the largest spike in obesity and disease rates in history. So much for cutting back on fat. Countless scientific studies show that worrying about eating whole food fat is at best a distraction and at worst harmful and fattening. Research recently done at Harvard Medical School blames the decades-long emphasis on dietary fat reduction for having distracted us in the fight against the true causes of obesity. Diets higher in fat have not been linked to excess body fat either in the United States or in European countries, and indeed, among European women, the data show that the more dietary fat women eat, the less body fat they carry. And any attempts to limit supposedly dangerous saturated fats by increasing carbohydrates just makes health matters worse, increasing triglycerides and decreasing healthy HDL cholesterol while raising glycemic load and insulin levels and increasing the risk of diabetes and heart disease. Harvard researchers stress that the greatest hope related to fats in the diet points not to decreasing them, but to increasing them. in their words. Studies and trials have provided strong evidence that a higher intake of omega 3 fatty acids from fish or plant sources lowers the risk of coronary heart disease. If you want to be maximally healthy, you must eat 3 to 6 servings of whole food fats per day. When I say whole food, I mean foods that are not processed. All oils are processed derivatives of whole food. They contain no water, no fiber, and no protein, and are therefore not a substance we need to go out of our way to eat. For example, soybean oil, whose consumption increased about 116,300% over the past century, is not a whole food and actually elevates your set point. I recommend limiting your use to oils to only when necessary for cooking, and whenever possible, sticking with stable, natural oils such as coconut oil. But aren't we told that olive oil and coconut oil are good for us? Yes, but that's relative to other oils. Think about this in the same way you think about whole grains. Whole grains are better for you than refined grains, but that doesn't mean they're good for you. Same thing with oil. Olive oil and coconut oil are much better for you than other oils such as soybean, corn, vegetable, and so on. But whole olives and whole coconuts are dramatically better for you than any oil. Stable natural oils are fine for cooking, but whole foods are best for eating. And anyone telling you to eat a tablespoon of coconut oil per day rather than eating more whole food coconut meat may be more interested in selling you coconut oil than in your health. Everything useful that's found in coconut oil and much more is found in the whole food coconut. Common healthy sources of whole food fats include seafood such as salmon and sardines, and certain plants such as avocado, coconut, cacao, cocoa, flax seeds, macadamia nuts, olives, and chia seeds, as well as unprocessed fatty cuts of meat such as organic grass fed beef, as well as eggs and full fat but low sugar dairy products such as cottage cheese and plain Greek yogurt. Fatty fish, unprocessed fatty cuts of meat, eggs, and full fat but low sugar dairy products are 1 to 3 servings of whole food fat, depending on their size and level of fat. A serving of plant fats, such as nuts and seeds, is generally a small handful or 3 tablespoons. If the nuts are mashed into a butter, natural almond butter, for example, a serving is the size of a ping pong ball or 2 tablespoons. Note, sane serving size guides and principal trackers for whole food fats and more can be downloaded free of charge at sanesolution.com. While there are many healthy sources of whole food fats, some are especially beneficial. We've already talked about seafood, which is one of the healthiest sources of fat in the world. Also rising to the top are cocoa or cacao, coconut, chia seeds, macadamia nuts, and milled flax seeds. As we'll see later, cocoa/cacao and coconut are wonderful ways to indulge our cravings for sweets. But beyond their deliciousness, these foods are health and fat loss powerhouses. Natural and undutched cocoa is one of the richest sources of antioxidants, polyphenols, and flavonols, or hard to come by healthy things, in the world. Cocoa is also packed with filling fiber as well as essential vitamins and nutrients. Coconut is home for a rare type of fat, medium chain triglycerides, which have been shown to boost metabolism. Flax seeds and chia seeds are rich sources of fiber, vitamins, and minerals, and are useful sources of omega 3 fats, extremely beneficial fats that have been shown to benefit almost every aspect of human cardiac, metabolic, and neurological health. Keep in mind that flax seeds need to be milled into a flour like powder in order for your body to make use of their abundant nutrition. New heading: Low fructose fruits. Much as science has shown that we need to reevaluate whole food fats, it also shows that we need to reevaluate fruits. As with every other type of food, not all fruits are created equal. Some fruits, such as berries and citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruit, contain healthier ratios of nutrients to sugar than common fruits such as apples, bananas, and grapes. If you enjoy fruit, stick with 1 to 3 low sugar fresh or frozen servings per day. A serving is roughly the size of your fist. For instance, 6 strawberries, 1 orange, half a grapefruit, or 3/4 of a cup of blueberries. It's critical to focus on fruits such as berries and citrus that will give you the most of what you need, nutrients, and the least of what you don't, sugar. If you can do without fruits, there is no biological reason to eat them as long as you are consuming enough non-starchy vegetables. There is nothing essential in fruits that you cannot get and with a lot less sugar from non-starchy vegetables. It's sometimes useful to think of fruits as vegetables with much more sugar in them. Please also remember the following: fruits and vegetables are not one food group. Again, fruits and vegetables are not one food group. While eating at least 10 servings of non-starchy vegetables per day will do nothing but make you healthier and slimmer, the same thing is not true for fruits, owing to their dramatically higher sugar content. Some fruits contain up to 20 times as much sugar as some non-starchy vegetables. For example, grapes have about 19 times more sugar than spinach. In other words, you could eat 18 servings of spinach and still not have eaten as much sugar as in a single serving of grapes. Stick to 0 to 3 servings of berries and citrus and avoid counting any fruits towards your 10 servings of non-starchy vegetables. New heading: A sane approach to eating whole food fats and low fructose fruits. It's helpful to enjoy whole food fats and low fructose fruits along with non-starchy vegetables and nutrient-dense protein instead of eating fats and fruits on their own. For many people, eating nothing more than a cup of berries or a handful of walnuts just makes them want more berries and walnuts. If we're going to eat, we want what we eat to satisfy us, not to make us hungrier. Combining whole food fats and low fructose fruits with nutrient-dense protein and non-starchy vegetables every time we eat them is a great way to do this. When enjoying whole food fats and low fructose fruits, make sure to enjoy them in their natural state. That is, raw nuts and raw fruits. Avoid honey roasted nuts, highly processed nuts, or fruits that have been dried or canned in syrup. A lot of people find that the most useful way to think of whole food fats and low fructose fruits are as scrumptious, sane desserts. We'll cover recipes later, but the gist is that you can use nuts, nut flours, seeds, seed flours, cocoa, coconut, and berries to make sane cookies, fudges, pies, cakes, ice cream, milkshakes, and other sane treats that will satisfy any sweet tooth after enjoying a non-starchy vegetable and nutrient-dense protein meal. Finally, Keep in mind that if you have struggled with your weight for a long time, studies show that you are more likely to lower your set point if you favor whole food fats over low fructose fruits. For example, enjoy 5 servings of whole food fats per day and 1 serving of blueberries instead of 3 servings of whole food fats, 2 servings of blueberries, and a handful of strawberries. As a general guideline, the heavier you are, the better off you are with whole food fats instead of low fructose fruits. If you are extremely clogged, even the small amount of sugar in berries and citrus can slow your set point lowering efforts. Also, keep in mind that the less carbohydrate you eat, the more fat you should eat if you choose to live a low carb sane lifestyle, i.e., eating about 50 grams of sane carbohydrate per day, you should eat the higher fat variants of protein. Sidebar: Grocery list: common whole food fats. Note, this is not an exhaustive list. Almonds, avocado, Brazil nuts, cashews, chestnuts, chia seeds, cocoa/cacao, coconut, hazelnuts, hemp seeds, kola nuts, macadamia nuts, milled flaxseed, pecans, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, squash seeds, sunflower seeds, walnuts. Sidebar: Grocery list: common low fructose fruits. Note, this is not an exhaustive list. Apricots, blackberries, blueberries, boysenberries, cranberries, cantaloupe, cassava melon, cherries, grapefruit, guava, honeydew melon, lemon, lime, nectarine, papaya, peaches, raspberries, rhubarb, strawberries. New heading: Whole food fats and low fructose fruits. Summary: 1. Whole food fats are essential. Low fructose fruits are not. 2. Go out of your way to enjoy fatty seafood, cocoa, cacao, coconut, olives, macadamia nut, chia seeds, and flax seeds. 3. Avoid unnatural processed fats, such as most oils, completely. 4. If needed, use stable, natural processed fats, such as coconut oil, for cooking. 5. Do away with processed fruits canned in syrup or dried fruits completely. 6. Pair whole food fats or low fructose fruits with non-starchy vegetables and nutrient-dense protein whenever possible. 7. Whole food fats and low fructose fruits are sane dessert superstars. 8. If you really struggle with your weight, you will be likely to have better results if you focus on eating more whole food fats instead of low fructose fruits.